Welcome to Terrifying Tales, where we delve into the darkest corners of human experience. We're exploring a chilling reality today. Life inside a cult. Prepare for a tale of manipulation, fear and survival. Stay tuned as we unravel the chilling question: have you wondered what it's like to be trapped in a cult? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be trapped in a cult? Imagine being held captive not by chains, but by the invisible bonds of manipulation and fear. A chilling reality that I've experienced firsthand. Well, I have lived it, and it's a tale that sends shivers down my spine even today. I was young, naive, and seeking something more in life. That's when they found me. Fresh out of college, with a soul that yearned for a purpose and a heart that craved for a sense of belonging. The real world was daunting, intimidating, and I was a lost ship in its vast, turbulent ocean. The year was 1993, a time when grunge was taking over the airwaves and the smell of rebellion was thick in the air. One day, while I was aimlessly wandering through the streets, I stumbled upon them, a group of people who seemed different, who seemed to know a path that was hidden for most. I was instantly drawn in by their leader, a man who bore the wisdom of the ancients in his eyes and a warmth that belied his age. His voice was hypnotic, his words a soothing balm to my anguished soul. His name was Alexander, but we all lovingly referred to him simply as the Guide. Their sense of community was magnetic. It was as if I had stumbled into a utopia nestled amidst the noise and chaos of the city. Their laughter echoed around me, their smiles warmed my heart, their acceptance made me feel at home. How could I resist the allure of such camaraderie? Their promises of enlightenment and purpose seemed to answer the questions that had haunted me. They spoke of inner peace, of harmony with the universe, of a life that transcended the mundane. The veil of confusion seemed to lift, and for the first time I could see a path, a purpose that seemed for me. At first it was a dream turned reality. Their commune was a haven for lost souls like myself. We lived in a large Victorian house, its walls echoing with our laughter and shared dreams. The days were filled with meditation, teachings, and a sense of belonging I had never before experienced. I started to forget my former life. The corporate world and its rat race seemed like a distant, unpleasant memory. We woke up at dawn, and the entire day was filled with activities. There were yoga classes, meditation sessions, group therapy, and lectures on spirituality and self-awareness. We worked in the community garden, shared meals, and had group sessions in the evening. The sky, awash with the colours of the setting sun, was our canvas, and our dreams were the hues that painted it every evening. The weeks turned into months, and I continued to find solace in this newfound sanctuary. It felt as if I had finally found my place in the world, finally found my purpose. But then, little by little, cracks began to appear in this idyllic picture. The leader, once so warm and welcoming, began to show a different side. His teachings became more demanding, his expectations unreasonable. The sense of community began to feel oppressive. The freedom I once felt started to suffocate me. The days of laughter and camaraderie waited days of silence and suspicion. The dream began to crumble. The meditation sessions turned into hours of forced isolation. The group therapy turned into public shaming sessions. The teachings that once filled me with hope and purpose now filled me with fear and confusion. The idyllic haven turned into an oppressive prison. The walls of the large Victorian house, once filled with our laughter, now echoed with our cries. The garden we tended to with love, to wither away with our dreams. The sky, once our canvas of dreams, now seemed to mock us with its vast, unending emptiness. But soon the facade fell off, revealing a horrifying reality. Our guide was no longer a beacon of wisdom, but a tyrant ruling with fear. The sense of community was nothing but a trap, a facade to control and manipulate us. The enlightenment, a farce to make us follow blindly. The dream had turned into a nightmare, the haven into hell. The cult was not a haven. It was a prison, a nightmare that I lived every day. It was unlike any prison that you would find in the realm of the tangible world. It was a prison that was invisible to the ordinary eye, a prison where the bars were not made of iron or steel, but of fear and coercion. It was a prison of the mind, a sinister cage that trapped not just the body but the spirit as well. This world in which I was ensnared was one where manipulation was not an aberration, it was the norm. Every word spoken, every act performed was part of a grand design of control, and it was a world where reality was distorted, where truths were twisted into lies, and lies were peddled as truths. Every day was a struggle to distinguish illusion from reality, and often it was a battle lost. Minds here were warped and twisted, eroding like ancient artifacts till they were mere hollow shells of their former selves. It was a slow poison, seeping into your consciousness silently and steadily, until one day you woke up and couldn't recognize the person staring back at you in the mirror. It was a terrifying spectacle to witness, the complete annihilation of one's identity, replaced with a frightening devotion to a cause that seemed more myth than reality. It was a place that stripped away personal freedom like an expert surgeon, each incision leaving no room for resistance. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. With each passing moment I felt parts of myself being chipped away. Every waking moment was lived in a state of relentless scrutiny, each action monitored, each thought controlled. The absence of freedom was palpable. It hung in the air, heavier than the densest fog. The pervasive sense of being controlled wasn't metaphorical. It was a feeling as real as the ground beneath my feet, as tangible as a puppet jerked around by invisible strings. Every movement, every decision was influenced by these unseen hands. I yearned for autonomy, for the freedom to think my own thoughts, to make my own decisions, but they were elusive dreams in this dystopian reality. This was not life. It was a twisted, distorted existence, a bitter parody of what life should truly be. It was an existence where joy was a forgotten emotion, replaced with fear, and smiles were rare, laughter even more so. It was a place where hope was snuffed out, where dreams turned into nightmares, where the light of the soul was extinguished, leaving only darkness. I knew I had to escape. The thought of freedom consumed me. It was a beacon of light in the overwhelming darkness. But the route was not simple. It was fraught with danger. It was a labyrinthine maze filled with traps and pitfalls. The fear of retribution was always looming. The spectre of punishment for defiance was a constant companion. But I knew that to live truly had to break free from this oppressive sanctuary. I had to take that perilous journey, to step into the unknown if I wanted to reclaim my life. Without an iota of doubt, the path that lay ahead was fraught with danger. The road to freedom is never easy. It's studded with thorns, interlaced with pitfalls and cloaked in uncertainty. But no matter how treacherous the journey, I knew it was the only way to escape the nightmare that had become my life. In the dead of night, under the sinister cloak of darkness, I dared to make my move. As the chilling kiss of twilight penetrated the deepest corners of my existence, I found myself entrapped in its terrifying expanse of mystery, an eerie realm populated by unseen horrors and unheard whispers. The nocturnal air hung heavy like the drapes of a phantom's robe, offering an illusion of infinite concealment. Hidden beneath it, I was shrouded from the probing, penetrating gaze of unknown eyes. This ominous stillness, with its threatening whispers and suppressed sounds, was a dubious ally in my perilous endeavour. It offered the illusion of invincibility, the misleading comfort that I could dissolve into the faceless obscurity and remain undetected. My heart pounded like a drum of doom in my chest, echoing the primal rhythm of life and survival, each beat throbbing with deafening intensity. The threatening silence seemed to amplify its desperate rhythm, a blatant declaration of my presence. It felt as if the pulsating rhythm of my life force was syncing with the sinister pulse of the universe, a cosmic heartbeat echoing through the veins of the night. The adrenaline surge, the rushing blood, the frantic breaths were all grim reminders of the monstrous energy building up within me, ready to explode. The world around me was a pandemonium of sounds, a disturbing symphony of the nocturnal. Every rustle of the leaves, every eerie whisper of the wind was amplified, building to an ominous crescendo on the waves of my heightened senses. These were like cryptic warnings, alarming signals sneaking through the silence, a language that only I and the night understood. I felt every minute vibration, every subtle shift of the air, every heartbeat night's creatures resonating chillingly with my own. I was a phantom in this world, my presence a mere whisper in the night. My movements were ghostly, fluid yet purposeful. Each step I took further merged me with the darkness, compelling me to adapt its elusive, chilling nature. Each stride was a dance with unseen horrors, a ballet of stealth and determination. My actions were driven by a relentless resolve to carve a path through the darkness, to emerge into the beckoning wilderness beyond. The world outside was a terrifying enigma, a daunting mystery lurking in the shadows. Its vastness was oppressive, its depths abyssal. The unknown held a potent cocktail of an excitement, a paradox that promised both danger and opportunities. Still, this was a world I was drawn towards, a world I dreamed to conquer, to leave my footprints on its uncharted territories. I could feel the overwhelming gravity of the moment, the suffocating energy of the forthcoming change. Poised on the precipice of the known and the unknown, I was on the verge of a journey that could potentially morph or annihilate me. An opportunity to break free from the chains of my past, to step into a world of infinite uncertainties, a chance to shape a new reality for myself, or be consumed by it. The impending journey was more than just a physical voyage. It was a desperate attempt to navigate through the labyrinth of my deepest fears, confront and embrace my true self. This transition was a gruesome metamorphosis, a transformation from a sheltered existence to the birth of a vulnerable spirit. The air around me was thick with dread, a sense of impending doom seeping into my veins. The night was a deceptive confidant, a dubious guide. In its deceptive silence I discovered courage, and within its inky darkness I sought light. This journey, this odyssey under the cloak of night, was more than a mere escapade. It was a fight for survival, a desperate struggle for identity, a battle for freedom. The whispers of the wind grew more sinister, each rustling leaf echoing my fraught resolve. The world outside was waiting, beckoning me into its treacherous embrace. The night was speeding away, and it was time to leave, to bid farewell to the familiarity and confront the terror of the unknown. Under the oppressive cloak of the night, watched by the cold, distant eyes of 1,000 stars, I was ready to embark on this journey. It was a moment of reckoning, a moment that would be seared into the annals of time, a moment that marked the advent of a terrifying chapter in my life. The darkness was a canvas of dread, waiting for me to etch my destiny. This was a fight for survival, a battle for freedom. I had managed to break free, yet the nightmare of reclaiming my existence was only just beginning. It was an eerie escape akin to the most haunting pages of a suspenseful novel, where every heartbeat echoed as a grim countdown, a countdown to a freedom so elusive or a capture so imminent. Each passing moment was drenched in this chilling suspense. My senses, on high alert, could hear the whispers of the adrenaline coursing through my veins like a raging, untamed river. Eluding the shadows that seemed to stretch into infinity, I was but a fledgling trying to take flight, relentlessly pursued by a bloodthirsty predator. It was in such shadows that the cult lurked, the malevolent organization that had kept me in chains. Their chilling presence was ever present, a constant reminder gnawing away at my dwindling courage. The harrowing memories of the cult were a thunderous storm in my mind, a tempest that threatened to uproot my sanity. They were the manifestation of my darkest nightmares, a terror that once ruled my existence with an iron fist. Yet behind the fragile exterior, there was a steely resolve. I was determined to confront this haunting past, to dispel the darkness with the flickering flame of my strength. I refused to succumb to the ghastly spectres of my past that sought to puppeteer my future. Therapy was my only ally in this battle against the fiends that haunted my thoughts. Each session was a brutal battlefield, a violent clash between my will to survive and the horrifying memories of the cult. But every struggle was one step closer to victory, to regaining the peace that had been shattered by the cult. Support began to creep in from the most unforeseen places. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, I wasn't alone in my fight. There were others who stood by me in the most brutal of times. Their unwavering belief in me was the steady hand that kept me from capsizing. Their kindness was a beacon that I followed through the darkest times, a glimmer of light that guided me towards the shore of normalcy. My spirit was made of pure determination. Every day was a testament to my unyielding resolution to rip my life from the icy grip of those shadows. I was no longer a mere survivor. I was a warrior, fighting to reclaim the life that was rightfully mine. I had transformed from the hunted into the hunter, stalking the very shadows that had once terrorized me. Today, I am a survivor, a grim reminder of the unyielding human spirit. I am a beacon for those lost in the darkness, a symbol of hope amidst despair. I am proof that no matter how hopeless the situation may appear, the human spirit possesses a strength that is truly relentless. Having walked through the valley of shadows, I stand before you today not to spread fear, but to enlighten. My story is a testament to the chilling reality of cult life, a reality that often lurks unnoticed in the shadows of our society. Cults are not a figment of horror stories. They are a grim reality, a reality that often ensnares the unsuspecting. It is essential that we educate ourselves and others about the signs and dangers of these organizations. Ignorance in this case is not bliss, but a potential trap waiting to snatch away your freedom. To those who find themselves entangled in this twisted web, remember, there is always a way out. Reach out, seek help. There are hands waiting to pull you out of the abyss. Don't let fear paralyze you into submission. The first step may be terrifying, but every step thereafter is a step towards freedom. Resilience and hope are your greatest weapons. Cult life may seek to break your spirit, to shatter your hopes, but remember, you are stronger than you think. Your spirit is unyielding, your will relentless. Even in the face of adversity, hold on to that glimmer of hope, for it is in hope that we find our strength. It is in hope that we find our way back to ourselves. Let my story serve not as a tale of horror, but as a beacon of hope. Let it be a reminder that no matter how deep the darkness, there is always a flicker of light waiting to guide you home. Remember, you are not alone and there is always a way out. Thank you for watching our video. If you found this story inspiring and enlightening, we urge you to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Your engagement is not just a support to our work, but also a step towards raising awareness about the grim reality of cult life. Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your experiences could be the beacon of hope for someone in the shadows. Your support helps us shed more light on these dark corners of our society, bringing more such stories into the open, exposing the realities that often go unnoticed. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, you're not alone. No matter how deep the darkness, there is always a flicker of light waiting to guide you home. Let's keep this light alive. Let's keep the conversation going. We'll be back with more real-life stories that need to be heard. Until then, stay strong and keep shining your light. Remember, every like, every share, every comment brings us one step closer to a more aware society.